Dominic Hannigan and Joe Costello sharing the next slot. Thank you.
Gurma agat last Karen Corla agus tá áhasarm a bheith an seo anocht chun an tábhar seo play. When I was growing up in Ireland in the 1970s and 1980s, homosexuality was still a crime. Today we have a situation that inside this House and throughout the houses of Ireland, gay people can be open and honest about themselves. For many of us, it's a freedom that was unimaginable back in those days of the 80s. Anybody middle-aged or over will recognise the changes that we've seen in this country in the last few decades. And things have moved on so much that we're now at the stage that full equality is achievable for the LGBT community. We're on the verge of introducing marriage equality. Some people have argued in the past that it might be possible to introduce civil marriage by means of legislation, by bringing in a bill in this House, that we should have passed a bill and then see whether or not the courts find it to be constitutional. But I prefer this referendum approach because I think it demonstrates to the world how far we as a country have come. It means the Irish people can show that they believe it's time to extend equal rights to all citizens in the country. And I think that's a much more powerful message to put out there compared to a court decision. So I'll be working hard to make sure that we do get a yes vote in this referendum in May. Of course, afterwards there'll still be battles to be fought, there's still fights to be won. I think we particularly need to do more for our young LGBT people. Apart from being a member of this House, I'm a director of the charity Belong To, which helps young people deal with their sexuality and gives them the tools to grow up into mature adults. And I know from my work with Belong To that bullying of young LGBT people still exists out there. I also know the impact that bullying can have on many young people. But I know too that things are starting to improve in this area because of the work of organisations like Belong To, because of the work of firstly Ruairí Quinn as Minister for Education and then Jan O'Sullivan afterwards, who brought in new proposals to tackle this issue. This morning I spoke to 300 school children in Eden Derry in County Offaly during their LGBT Awareness Week, and I was asked in by the Student Council, with the permission of the teachers, to address these students. And I thought how wonderful it is in 2015 that we have schools out there that consider it important to raise awareness of LGBT issues amongst their students. And when you see our younger citizens organise things like that, it's impossible not to feel great hopes for our country. So when I was there, I spoke to the children about the history of LGBT rights in Ireland, about what it's like to be a member of the LGBT community, of the importance of acceptance and of making sure that gay and straight people work together to overcome what can be a very difficult period during the teenage years of development. And I think one of the benefits of a yes vote in this referendum will be to show that all of our young LGBT teenagers can grow up as equal citizens, equally valued as their straight colleagues and peers. The referendum campaign is now swinging into full gear. As I said, I'll be out there canvassing for it. I know many other people from this House will be out there too. I look forward to all the debates over the next couple of months. I'm sure that at times it's going to be very frustrating and difficult, and I can imagine that there will be a lot of tears spilt over the course of the campaign. I don't expect it to be completely a pleasant experience, but it's a necessary experience. And if this referendum is carried, then Ireland will be the first country in the world to introduce same-sex marriage by referendum. Yes, okay, some states in the United States have introduced same-sex marriage, but as a country, no nation, no country has introduced marriage equality by means of a popular vote. So if we vote yes, then we can truly say that we are leading the world in how we treat our LGBT community. And as we approach 1916, I can't think of a better way to honour those who fought in the Rising than to show how we, as a nation, are delivering on the proclamation that this Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally.